Hey, this is BET Trainer, youngest person ever to get a CDL license at the age of 18 and the youngest CDL instructor at the age of 18. I've trained hundreds of people on how to get their commercial driver's license since 2015. Some things that a person or someone would ask me is, why get into the CDL industry, which is CDL stand for commercial driver's license? Why get into the CDL industry? Well, there's a lot of things, a lot of reasons why to get into the CDL industry. One major thing is the financial freedom that comes with it, because being in the CDL industry, there's so many avenues. So one, it's a recession-proof industry. No matter, despite the economy, they are always in demand of drivers, always in demand of services. So anytime that you have a vehicle, anytime you see different products and services, furniture, appliances, anything that you see came from a form of a truck, whether you're transporting cargo or merchandises, or just even people, transportation, that's part of the CDL industry. So that is always a huge demand. People are going to need transportation from point A to point B, whether it's passengers or whether it's cargo or equipment, supplies, you name it. It comes from the CDL industry. You need trucks, you need buses, you need vehicles to transport either people or cargo from one place to another. So that's always in huge demand. Despite the recession, it's a recession-proof industry, being in the CDL industry. Also, you can get paid for sitting. You can get paid on the clock. So for example, in a dump truck world, if you work 8 hours a day, well, if you think about it, the time that would take for you to get loaded, right, that will take between 10, 15 minutes to wait in line to get loaded. So if you think about it, you're getting paid to sit. So you can sit in the truck, you can listen to some music, you can watch some movies, you can be on your phone while the vehicle is parked, of course. And you can just sit and relax while you're getting paid on the clock. So on average, if you're working 8 hours a day in the CDL industry, the hours that you really been working was 4 to 6 hours a day, usually. Rare occasion that you work a full 8 hours a day. Sometimes more if you're trying to, of course, earn more income. But that's just one example, and that's just being a driver. Being in the CDL industry, you can be a owner operator. You can own your own business, whether it's you're owning a fleet, whether it's you're owning a certain truck or vehicle. For example, a dump truck, being an owner operator, owning your dump truck, that is a huge thing, because that means you are in control of your finances. You can be able to set your own hours. And if you don't want to get behind the wheel, you can always hire another driver to get behind the wheel and to do that for you. So there's so many avenues to it. And you make so much money being an owner operator than it is an employee. But it really depends on those things, because there's our cons and pros to anything in life. But the biggest pro of being in the CDL industry is you can be able to earn the income that you want, so you can achieve the things that you want to achieve, so you can have financial freedom, so you can spend more time with your families. You can spend more time traveling, doing the things that you want to do, having a peace of mind, knowing that you don't have to be dependent on another employer or your job to have that income, when you can be the owner operator. Or maybe you don't want to be owner operator. Maybe you still just want some extra income, or you want to do something part time. In the CDL industry, there's so many avenues, so many streams that you can do. You can drive dump trucks, you can drive trash trucks, you can drive tractor trailers, you can drive semi trucks, cement trucks, you can drive school buses, you can drive coach buses, transit buses. So in terms of shuttle routes, and you can drive different ways and avenues in the industry and still get paid, whether you want to get paid consistently, you want to get paid seasonally, if you want to get paid all year round. There's so many avenues in the CDL industry. So I always say, you got to do your research. What are some ways to get your CDL license, so then you can be able to use that to earn the income that you need? So those are the main things. Just keep in mind of why be in the CDL industry. Every person, every household, my belief, One of every three people should have their commercial driver's license in every household you name. One out of three people should have their commercial driver's license. That's how much important it is. And also a major benefit is it's always a huge demand. People in the CDL industry always need more drivers, and it's never saturated. One of the reasons why this industry is not saturated and there's always in demand of drivers is because most of the drivers are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s in the industry. And of course, as time goes on, the revolution of life, then that means that once they leave, then there won't be any more people to come aboard in a sense. But also the main reason too is because it's not many people like me explain how you can get and earn income in the CDL industry, especially people ages 18 to 25. Trust me, I know I got my commercial driver's license at the age of 18, and you can get your license at the age of 18. The difference is at the age of 18, you can only drive within your state or within a 150-mile radius until you turn 21. When you turn 21, then you can drive across all states. So that's the main difference. But either way, though, when you get your CDL, that is actually, I always say getting the CDL is like a master's degree in driving. And there's three layers, there's three types of classifications when it comes to driving. So you got Class A. So Class A, I always say Class A is like a doctor's degree in driving. So you're driving wherever it's tractor trailers, combination vehicles. So that's Class A. That's like a doctor's degree in driving. Class B is straight vehicle, single vehicle. So for example, dump trucks, you have school buses, coach buses, trash trucks, transit, shuttle buses. Those are examples of a Class B. All of those vehicles weigh over 26,001 pounds. Then you have Class C. So Class C is a vehicle weighing less than 26,001 pounds. And this is more so if you're driving a van, but you're carrying a certain amount of passengers. So that's just one example of Class C. Class C is a regular driver's license as well. So I always say Class C is a bachelor's degree in driving. Class B is a master's degree in driving. And Class A is a doctor's degree in driving. So the more you go up on those degrees or ranks, the more you get paid. So of course, ideally Class A, you'll get paid more depending on the type of job. But the difference is you can be local. You can have your CDL and do local jobs. You don't have to drive over the road, being out days, weeks at a time like tractor trailers does. Don't get me wrong, they do make money, but they also work hard for that money when you're driving over the road Class A. But Class B, you can still make close to or just as much as a Class A driver when you are out on the road. You can do local jobs with Class B mainly. So for example, if you're transporting from, let's just say, people to different routes, different stops at different stations or at airports, when you're driving a commercial vehicle, Class B is local work. You'll be home the same day. So those are the main differences of so many avenues that you can do. But that's why I always say it's important to do your research, get into the CDL industry, because it's so much money and income to be made. So many lives can be changed, and you can make a huge difference just by starting today. So, like I said, especially if you're the age of 18, 25, definitely important, because you definitely want to get in the game. You want to earn that income, and you also want to work smarter, not just harder. So listen, I'm going to share with you my testimony on how I got my commercial driver's license at the age of 18. So before that, though, I had to get my regular driver's license. So I got my regular learner's permit for my regular driver's license at the age of 15. Then I got my regular driver's license at the age of 16. And since I was under 18, they put me on a probational period. So I had my provisional license pretty much until I turned 18. So from 16 to 18, once I turned 18, it automatically turned into a driver's license. So I had my regular driver's license already. So once I turned 18, that's when I went ahead and got my CDL license by first getting my learner's permit. Learner's permit was super easy. Then afterwards, I went ahead, and the biggest challenge for me was to try to find a school or a service or a training provider that could really help me get the hands-on training that I needed to get my CDL. long story short, my learners was about to expire. Finally found a training provider, a training school or service, and that company helped me get my CDL. I went to at least 3 training sessions, in-person hands-on training sessions, and my learners were about to expire. So it was all or nothing. When I took that road test, it was all or nothing. So I passed my road test on the first go, and that's when I got my commercial driver's license. The company that helped me get my CDL license, they noticed how humble and curious I was and how I asked a lot of questions. They asked me, do I want to help train other people on how to get their CDL license? And then that's when I said, you know what, why not? Because at the time I was in school full time, and I said, you know what, this is just another way for another additional stream of income, but then also I can give back and help other people. So I started working in training at the age of 18, the youngest CDL instructor ever, to train other people how to get their commercial driver's license. So I've been doing that, going to school, of course, and then over a period of time, still been helping training people how to get their CDL license, worked in many different companies relating to the CDL industry. I drove school buses, I drove passenger bus, I drove coach bus, I drove dump trucks. And then I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead, I might as well get my Class A, which is driving tractor trailers. So I went ahead and went to a school that went ahead and specializes in Class A CDL training. So went ahead, got through that. And once I got the learning permit for my Class A, I kid you not, I got my Class A CDL license in 16 days because I went to training every single day, learned the pre-trip, learned how to park the tractor trailer, and learned how to drive it on the road. And it was a manual transmission, so meaning it was a stick shift for the Class A. So I went ahead and passed that on the first go, got my Class A in 16 days back in 2019. And then, of course, since then, just been continuing to train and drive and always been learning. And that's the main thing. You're never at a place where you learn every single thing. There's always ways to learn, to improve, to grow, to be able to be in a position where you can not just help yourself, but inspire, help other people achieve what they want to achieve in life. So that's just my brief testimony. I personally trained hundreds of people how to get their commercial driver's license since 2015. So listen, I'm gonna share with you 3 simple steps to getting your commercial driver's license. So if you want to drive any vehicle that weighs over 26,000 or more pounds, you need a CDL, a commercial driver's license. I always say getting a CDL is like getting a master's degree in driving. So, but first, there's a couple of prerequisites. So number 1, before you get started in getting a CDL, first you have to be at least 18 years of age. You can get a CDL at the age of 18, like I did. 2, you need to have a valid driver's license. So a valid driver's license would be a fair, reasonable driving record, and you should have the fewer points, the better. So 3 to 6 points or below is a good, valid driver's license. And then 3, which is most important, is your intention. What is your intention on getting a CDL? Why do you need a CDL? How is it important to you? Well, getting a CDL license, as I always say, is a master's degree in driving. So getting a CDL, well, you make double the money in half the time getting a commercial driver's license. It's so many areas that you can be in just by getting a CDL. So you got to find that why reason. So whatever it is, you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you're trying to look for additional stream of income. Maybe you want to be owner operator and be in control of your finances. So find that intention. So those are the 3 prerequisites. But the 3 steps to getting your CDL license is first to getting the learner's permit, your CDL learner's permit. Now the CDL learner's permit, same thing of how you got your regular license, you have to take the written test. So that's step 1, getting your CDL learner's permit, commercial learner's permit. Step 2, go to a school/training provider. Now the training provider doesn't necessarily have to be a school, but they need to be a training provider under the FMCSA, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. So you can get the hands-on training, the theory, and the behind-the-wheel training you need so you can get your CDL. Step 3 is to take the vehicle that you're training in, take that vehicle on the road test so you can pass the actual road test. So that's step 3, the road test. And those are the 3 simple steps to getting your CDL license. Step 1, getting the learner's permit. Step 2, going with a training provider so you can get the theory and hands-on experience you need. And then 3, take the vehicle to the road test to pass the actual road test. So those are 3 steps to getting your commercial driver's license. This video was sponsored by BET Life Services and CDL for Life. If you really enjoyed the value of this video, just click comment what you liked. And then if you really want to get more updates on more future videos, life-changing videos, then go ahead and click the subscribe button so that way you can be able to be updated on the latest videos. Now, there's a free offer that is underneath of this video. You got to click the link to get it because it may not be available. BET Life Services and CDL for Life is offering this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to change your life for the better by giving away bonuses that's worth hundreds of dollars or more. But the link is down below, and it's not guaranteed that it's going to be there the next time you see it. And it's only going to be available to those who take action, and it's only available for a certain amount of people. So if you want to get access to this life-changing opportunity to change your life, click down below so you can get instant access to the free bonuses down below. So go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in the next video.